Hello. Good evening, my lovely warriors. Welcome to another amazing session with me, Shreyas, your physics master teacher at Vedantu. And today we are going to do some awesome questions of KVPY for the essay, that is the 11th standard students. And even if you're a 12th standard students, you are most welcome to this session because you still have the 11th standard topics in KVPY SX. So the most prestigious science examination, which is just a week away. And here we are at JEE Enthuse, the dedicated English medium channel for all the aspirants of JEE, KVPY, BITSAT, and you name it. And with your favorite captain Shreyas, that's me, and I'm going live. And welcome aboard. Hi Sherlock, hi Ankit, hi Pugazmiti. My God, what a name. Hi Manisha, welcome. Good evening, my lovely warriors. And thank you for joining in today's session. It's wonderful. And welcome to the next year, the new year. I hope you had an amazing time with your family during the Christmas vacations or during the New Year holidays that you guys got. And I have also read all your comments which you have posted in the video which I just put up yesterday on how to make sure your New Year resolutions work. And if you haven't watched it yet, I think it's a good time tonight. You should definitely check it out. And if you have already checked it out and you have not yet posted your resolution, make sure you post it in the comment section below. And yes, thank you for smashing that like button down there. Hi Praneeth, hi Parshurama. A very happy new year to you too. Hi Gautam, hi Faizan, hello Sandeep, Surya, Pravita, welcome Devi, good evening Bachalog. And yes, if you have not yet joined the channel, JEE Enthuse, please do that right now because that's where you are going to get your daily dose for JEE and all the other competitive exam preparation. So let's get started with the amazing questions. And before we begin, I have a very important news for all of you. And those of you are not aware, there is a KVPY crash course which is running for all of you, which has recorded classes, which has assignments, which has a lot of full syllabus as well as part test series. So even in the last moment, if you want that practice test for the final examination, I think now is the time. You can still give it because the course price is just not 20,000, not 10,000, but just 1,000 rupees. And it's all in English medium. You should definitely check out the link which is there in the description box below. Yes, 1,000 is not much because you get assignments, you get video classes, and you also will get the test series. So let's begin. And please ignore the background noise. I'm not in my usual studio. Yep, let's begin. Are you guys ready? Yep. So, Sherlock, yes, you have some 12th level topics as well in today's KVPY essay class. So, yeah, you're going to find them too. Yes, some 12th standard questions as well. And there are more sessions lined up for all of you this week. This entire week is just for KVPY preparation. Okay, so let's begin. Here comes the first question on your screen now. There we go. There is a sample of pure ice and it is taken and the following things are recorded. Heat to melt the ice, heat to warm the ice, cold water, heat to warm the ice cold water to 100 degrees Celsius, heat to vaporize the water at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so come on, think about it. Okay, heat to melt the ice, heat to warm the ice cold water at 100 degrees Celsius, heat to vaporize the water at 100 degrees Celsius. Yes, Barney, the noise has been eliminated. I'm so sorry, I'm not in my studio, so that's why there could be some interruptions, but yes, now the interruption is not there. So let's concentrate on the question in front of your screen. Okay, come on, let's see. Come on. Is it option A? Is it option B? Is it option C? Or do you think the data is insufficient? This is based on GK. This is based on something which you should know. So think about it, my warriors. What should be the correct answer for this question particularly? All right. So, okay. Some of you are saying A. Himanshu is saying A. What about others? Ankit saying B. Come on. What about others? All right. So let me tell you what the correct answer should be. Now, see, you should know certain data points. Number one, the heat required to melt the ice. So when you take ice and you melt it into water, okay, when you melt it into water, the amount of heat you need is 80 calories per gram. Yes, it is 80 calories per gram. Okay, so many of you are saying going with B, Athira saying C. Let's see whether you guys are correct or wrong. When you take the water from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, then per gram, how much do you need? See, you need 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. That's specific heat capacity of water, right? This is the specific heat capacity of water per gram per degree Celsius. You are taking it from 0. So this is warm, ice cold water. Ice cold water means 0 degrees Celsius. So 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. So that's a change of 100 degrees Celsius. So 1 into 100 is obviously 100 calories, and that is per gram. So this is 100 calories per gram. And when you take water and you boil it into steam, yes, that's how much? That's going to be 540 calories per gram. So now I think the answer is on your screen. Number 3 is more than number 2, and it is more than number 1. So that means option B should be correct. And very good, Sherlock. Mani Vaskam, very good. Arohan, Manisha, Ankit, like it, very good. Pravita, no, it's not option C. So 540 for water to steam. 0 to 100, it is not 1, it is 100 calories per gram. So be careful about that. All right. So let's go ahead with the next question. Option B is correct. Let's see how many of you can do this really quick. Potential energy of a spring which is stretched through a distance x is 10 joules. Now, the ratio of the work done for every additional distance x is how much? Think carefully. So, how are you going to solve this question? Think carefully, guys. All right. So, potential energy to stretch it by x is 10 joules. If you now further keep on stretching it by x, so for every additional distance x, how much is the ratio of the work done? Think about it. Okay, Karthik saying D. Okay, Ankit saying C. Interesting. This is going to be a really tricky one. Many of you are going to make some kind of silly mistake. So read the question very carefully, because these kind of questions will come, and I'm pretty sure many of you will make these mistakes, and that's why you are here, so that you avoid these kind of mistakes in the actual examination. See, when you stretch it initially through a distance x, that means the initial energy for stretching it by x, right, from 0 will be nothing but half k x square, and this is given to be 10 joules. Now, potential energy stored when you stretch it totally by 2x will be half k 2x whole square, which is nothing but half k x square multiplied by 2 square is 4. So that is nothing but 10 into 4, because half k x square is 10. I just told you over here, it's given. So 10 into 4, that's nothing but 40 joules. Now, when you further stretch it by x, the new energy stored will be nothing but half k 3x whole square, which is nothing but half k x square. 3 square is 9, which is 10 into 9, which is nothing but 90 joules. Now, most of you would be inclined to think that yes, the answer should be 1:4:9, because 10, 49, t, that's 1:4:9. But read the question carefully. Additional distance. So, from 0 to 10 joules, you need 10 joules of energy. From x to 2x, you need 40 minus 10, because 10 was already there. So you need just 30 joules of energy. From 40 to 90, you need just 90 minus 40, because 40 was already there. So that is nothing but 50 joules. So now do you see the ratio? 10 is to 30 is to 50. The question was on the extra distance. So that is nothing but 1:3:5. And that's option C, I believe. Yes, Karthik. Oh my God. Hello, Neha. Jai Hind. Welcome aboard. Thank you, Jayant. Join in, bacha log. So many of you made that mistake. Did I not tell you? Did I not warn you that you guys are going to make that mistake? And that's what Kvpy or any competitive exam will always look for. They will always make the options in such a way that you will always fall into their trap. So the key is to not fall into the trap. You might get the answer which is there in the option, but that does not mean it is correct. You might have fallen into the trap which was laid by the examiner. Here comes the next question on your screen now. At what temperature does the Celsius and the Fahrenheit scale give the exact same value of temperature? Now, that's a very interesting one. So the previous question was on work power energy. Now this question we have gone to thermodynamics. A lot of questions do come from thermo as well. So let's try and solve this question. Now for this you need to know the formula for conversion between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Now you need to know one simple fact, that is, when on Fahrenheit scale it is 32 °F, then on Celsius it is 0. Just remember this. And also remember, Fahrenheit is more sensitive. Okay, it is more sensitive scale. So meaning is, any small changes in temperature, there is a large change in value in Fahrenheit. Now, here is the way I remember the formula. So if I put the value of Fahrenheit as 32, in Celsius, it should come out as 0, right? So in degrees Celsius, the answer should come out to be 0 when the Fahrenheit value is 32. So F minus 32 is always there. Okay, because if I put F as 32, 32 minus 32 is 0. So Celsius, LHS will be 0. Did you get the logic? That's how I remember it. And Fahrenheit is more sensitive. So when I go from RHS to LHS, from Fahrenheit to Celsius, from sensitive to less sensitive, I have to reduce the multiplication factor. So I will multiply it with a number less than 1 because I'm making it less sensitive from RHS to LHS. So that number will be 5 by 9, not 9 by 5. Many students get confused whether it is 9 by 5 or 5 by 9. What is the logic? RHS you have sensitive scale. LHS you have less sensitive scale. So on the RHS you multiply it with a number which is less than 1. It will make it less sensitive. Does that make sense or no sense? I hope that is clear. Now it's clearly given that the Celsius and Fahrenheit give the same value. So Celsius is also X and Fahrenheit is also X. And that's it. Solve this question. So 9X is equal to 5X minus 5 into 32. That's it. 4X is equal to, okay, so that's minus 5 into 32, I believe. So this 4 and this 8, and therefore X will be minus 40. So that's the answer. X is minus 40. Is it option C? Yep, Karthik. No, Manisha, it's not D. It's okay, guys. You can make plenty of mistakes. Nobody is here to judge you. I really appreciate you guys posting the answers. You're brave enough, courageous enough to post it, and you have to learn from your mistakes in this next 1 week. All right. So option C is correct. Did you guys get it? Very good. Is the Kvpy level question, sir? Yes, Manisha, you can get these kind of questions in level 1 as well. They have asked these kind of questions previously. Let's see whether we can solve this question from the 12th standard level. But you have already studied nuclear reactions back in 9th or 10th standard. And you would have learnt about alpha, beta, decays. Alpha is doubly ionized helium. Beta is nothing but electrons. So the question is, in this nuclear reaction, where uranium-238-92 decays by alpha, it gives thorium, and some A and D are constants are there. You have to figure out what those numbers are. Then thorium decays via beta into Pa, and Pa again decays into U-234. So the question is, what is A, B, C, D, and E? These are the numbers. Kanishka, you can go to any IIT Bacha, even if you get IIT Guwahati, which might be far away from you, or it might be, I don't know, it could be IIT Madras, it could be anything. Go for it. It really doesn't matter as long as it's an IIT. Okay, Ankit saying B. I don't know. Let's figure this out. So first, in alpha decay, what happens is, in alpha decay, the atomic mass number reduces by 4 and the atomic number reduces by 2. So basically, if that is the case, so 238. So 238 minus 4. Oops, my bad. Just 1 second. Yep. Let me just erase this. Okay. So Okay, so 238 minus 4, right? So that's going to be 234, of course. And then on the bottom you have 92. 92 minus 2, that's going to be just 90. So we got 234 and 90. So option C is obviously eliminated because A is 238 and B is 93. Obviously this is wrong, this is also wrong. So it could be either A, B or C. Okay, next. This is a beta decay. Now what happens in a beta decay? Let's think about it. So in a beta decay, basically the atomic mass number does not change, right? The atomic mass number does not change. Only the atomic number increases by 1. So atomic number increases by 1. So 90 plus 1 and 234 will remain as 234. So this will become 91. So I believe, what is that? Yes, C should be 200 and look at that, 34. And yes, this is nothing but your C. And what is this? This is nothing but D. This was A and this was B. So I can see some more options getting eliminated out here, like option D is getting eliminated. Even B is getting eliminated, right? Over here, you can see C is 238. See, that's what is mentioned in B. So obviously this is wrong. Can you see that? Yeah. So C should be 234. D is not 93. D is 91. Be careful about it. And the last thing, you have to figure out what happens eventually because this E is an unknown. We do not know what it is. So let's see what was there before. So you had 234 and you had 91 as the atomic number. It finally became 234 and it became 92. Oh, so you can say the atomic mass number has not changed in the final reaction. Only the atomic number has increased by +1. So it has to be a beta decay. So E is nothing but beta. So this is also correct. So that means it's option A. Can you see that? Yes, very good, Karthik. Very good, Sherlock. Excellent. Excellent. So Neha, I'll tell you what the trick is. Alpha decay, the one on the subscript, the one on the top. Okay, this one is atomic mass number, and the one below always is your atomic number. So for alpha decay, atomic mass number decreases by 4 and atomic number decreases by 2 because one helium which has 2 protons and 2 neutrons comes out. Okay, so that's why 238 minus 4 and 92 minus 2. For beta, what happens is, the atomic mass number remains the same, but only the atomic number increases by 1. So you can see 90 plus 1 happening over here because there is a beta decay over here. So because of the beta decay, you can see atomic number has increased, atomic mass number does not change. That's what has happened. I hope this is clear. Yep. Is that understood now? Got it? Clear, Neha? And the final answer, same thing. Atomic mass number did not change. Only the atomic number has increased by 1. That's it. That's why the final reaction was just beta decay. Okay, is that clear? Can we go ahead? Yes, you can see option A is correct. All right. Let's move on to the next question coming up on your screen. Hello, Annamalai. Welcome. Join in. Now, this is a tricky one based on SHM and combination of SHMs. So X is √2 sine omega t centimeters. You can see amplitude is √2, angular frequency is omega, right? And there is another SHM, √2 sine omega t plus pi by 3. Okay, so there is a phase difference. Do you notice that? So two SHMs, amplitudes are same, frequencies are same. There is a phase difference between them. What is the maximum speed of the particle when they are combined? If omega is 1 radian per second. Yep. Hi Nivita, welcome. Yes, Ankit, question from SHM. We recently covered this topic last month in the Nurture series. So if you haven't watched the SHM series of mine, there were a lot of lectures which I conducted. Please do watch it. It's there, freely available. Yeah. So let's figure this out. When you combine two SHMs, so when you combine SHMs, what happens? You have to basically add amplitudes like vectors. Remember that? And the angle is basically the phase difference. Angle is basically the phase difference. So I think I might need to combine the SHM. Last thing is finding out the maximum speed. Now the maximum speed Remember, V max is nothing but A omega. That's what it is. So omega is known, it's 1 radian per second. The only thing I do not know is the amplitude. That is the resultant amplitude. Yes, this is the resultant amplitude. So I need to find the resultant amplitude by vector addition. So let's do vector addition. So A resultant, so this is nothing but your resultant amplitude. Use your vector addition formula. So that is nothing but root 2, correct? Root 2 square plus root 2 square plus 2, and then you have A, which is root 2 into cos pi by 3, which is cos of 60 degrees. Cos 60 is half, so half and 2 gets cancelled. So root 2 square is 2, root 2 square is also 2, and root 2 into root 2 is again 2. So 2, 2, 2, 3 times. You got it? So this is root 6. Fair enough. So the final thing which we need to do is V max. So V max will be A, which is root 6 into omega, which is 1. So that's it, root 6. But everything was in centimeters, like you can see right over here. So this is centimeters per second. That's option A, I believe. Yes, Ankit. Omkar Dhanvate, if SHM has not yet started in your coaching, I think it's a huge delay. You should definitely, unless you have joined the late batch, so I think you should definitely check out my lectures on SHM. I've covered it in detail. You should watch it. It's there right in the Nurture series. There is a playlist on our channel, JEE Enthuse. Go ahead and check it out. And if you're enjoying these problems, I hope you have already smashed the like button. In case you haven't done that yet, please do that right now. Let's move ahead to the next question coming up on your screen. Boatman. Yes, Anamalai. He's fine now. He's fine. All right. So let's see what's the next question coming up on your screen. Okay. So, okay. So there we go. All right. So I'm just making myself small. I just realized that I'm no longer on the big screen. So I need to keep in mind that I should not hit whatever I write on the screen. All right. Anyways, so there is a man who crosses a 320 meter wide river perpendicular, okay, to the current in 4 minutes. If in still water he can swim with a speed 5 by 3 times of that the current, then the speed of the current in meters per minute. Be careful, it's meters per minute. All right, let's draw the river. This is our beautiful river out here, okay, and it is 320 meters wide. So let me just mark it over here, and he ends up crossing perpendicular to the current. That means his resultant velocity is like this. This is his V resultant, okay, but he will not be swimming in the perpendicular direction at 90 degrees. He will actually be making certain angle with the flow. So basically he will try to swim this way, so that when the river pulls him this way, he will end up going this way. Do you guys get it? He will try to swim at an angle and the river will pull him this way. So this will be the resultant via the triangle law of vector addition. I hope that makes sense. So now what do you need to do? Let's see. We have been given that the speed of the river flow is W, and he can swim at 5 by 3 times that of the current. That means his speed is 5W by 3. Is it making sense? Because that's what is given. His speed in still water is 5W by 3. That's the speed of the swimmer. W is the speed of the river. You have to find W. Okay. Last thing, he takes 4 minutes to cross the river. Okay. So if he takes 4 minutes to cross the river, that means the time is distance by speed. This is your 8th standard physics. Time is distance by speed. Distance by speed. But that speed is always that velocity which is perpendicular to the flow. I have been telling you again and again, whenever you have to find the time taken to cross for river problems, always take the distance, the width of the river, and divide it by the velocity which is perpendicular to the flow only. Now distance I already know, it is 320. Time I know it is 4. The only thing I do not know is V resultant. So that I can find it out. Well, how do I find it out? Oh, you can see this Pythagoras. So just use that. So you can see 5w by 3 whole square is equal to w square plus v res whole square. So v res whole square is w square is common. So 5 by 3 whole square is 25 by 9 minus 1. So v res resultant is w, and 25 minus 9, that's 16. So root of 16 by 9. So that is w 4 by 3. Yes, so that's what the resultant is. So that's what I'm going to put it over here. So w into 4 divided by 3. So just do the math now. So you will get the answer. W will be 320 divided by 4 into 4, and there you have 3. Come on guys, do the math. You should be able to get the answer. So when you divide this by 4, yes, you will get 80. Again divide this by 4, you will get 20. 20 into 3, that's 60. So answer should be 60. I believe that's option D. Oops, many of you got a wrong answer. Oh, and well, I'm not in town. That's the reason why I'm conducting the class on the computer. Oh yes, a lot of you made a mistake. It's not 40. No, it is 60. You can see that. Option D is correct. Yep. So many students make a mistake thinking he is actually moving like this, river is going like this, hence his resultant is this way. No, he crosses the river. He crosses the river perpendicular to the current. That means his resultant velocity, not his attempt to swim. If he attempts to swim perpendicular, then this diagram number 1 is correct. But if he actually ends up crossing the river perpendicular, then diagram number 2 is correct. That's the mistake many students make. Okay, so that's what the answer is. There we go to the next question on center of mass. Let's see how many of you can make it through. Consider a 16 centimeter by 8 centimeter uniform rectangular sheet with its sides parallel to the axis and its center at the origin. All right. And if exactly 1/4 of the sheet is removed, then the coordinates of the center of mass of the remaining sheet. Where do you think the center of mass of the remaining sheet is? So whenever you find these kind of questions, the logic to be used is m1 x1. This is the formula. m1 x1 minus m2 x2 divided by m1 minus m2. That's the logic you need to follow. So let's do this. So xcm will be m1 x1 minus m2 x2 divided by m1 minus m2. So this is the original. Okay, this is the original mass. This is the mass which has been removed. Okay, so let's see what is m1, what is m2, what is x1, what is x2. So m1 is the total thing. Let's assume the entire rectangle is made of 4 small rectangles. So each small rectangle that you see over here, okay, each small rectangle that you see over here, each of them is m. So each of them is m. So if each of them is m, so what will be m1, guys? Come on, can you guys think about it? Obviously m1 will be 4m, correct? Next, m2, the mass which has been removed, this shaded part is removed, so m2 will be just m. Fair enough? Great. Next thing, x1, center of mass of the entire thing, the x coordinate. If the entire rectangle, the big rectangle, if it was there, center of mass will be at origin. Correct. Last thing, x2, the center of mass of the part which is removed. The center of mass of the part which is removed, that is here. So what is this? Okay, for that, let me just mark certain sides. It is a 16 centimeter by 8 centimeter. So this is 16 centimeters. Yes, and this is 8 centimeters. So if that entire length is 16 centimeters, the half of that will be 8 centimeters, correct? And only this much will be just 4 centimeters. Does that make sense to all of you? Yep. So what is the x coordinate of the center of mass? It's just 4. Yep. So same way you can also find the y coordinate of the center of mass. You can look at it, it will be 2. Alright, so now that my job is done, let's just substitute in the formula. m1 x1, x1 is 0, so first term is 0, minus m2 is m, x2 is 4, divided by m1 which is 4m, minus m2 which is just m. So it will be nothing but minus, yeah, so it will be nothing but minus 4m by 3m, yes. and will get cancelled, so it will be nothing but minus 4 by 3. So that's the x coordinate. So once you get the x coordinate, you get the option. You can eliminate it. No need to find the y coordinate. It will be option D only. Yep, it is. Love. Yes, Omkar. Very good, Roshni. Very good, Sherlock. Proud of you, my warriors. Excellent. So same way you can do the y coordinate also. Is that understood? The logic approach. Use this formula whenever something is removed out of something. Okay. Sometimes you might have density given, or sometimes it could be a disk which is removed. So you need to find out the mass. M1, M2, X1, X2. Just find it out separately in your rough work and do the next procedure as it is. And remember, please join the new Telegram channel. The link is again there in the description box below. Okay, so in case you haven't joined it, because we are going to discontinue the old Telegram channel. So make sure you join the new Telegram channel as soon as possible for all the important updates, the entire PDF, and all the important notifications and whatever homework solutions, etc. All of that comes on the Telegram channel. Let's go ahead to the next one. Okay, so here it is. And what do we have? We have basically, yes, question again on thermodynamics, I believe. Yes, and yeah, 4 processes are given, and the graph is for log of P versus log of V volume. The question is, which of the following is isothermal process? Only one of them is an isothermal process of the 4 graphs A, B, C, D. This is a logarithm, log P versus log V graph. Which of the following represents isothermal process? Think carefully. Logarithms. I'll give you a hint. For isothermal process, think what is constant. Then use your simple ideal gas equation. Then think what else should be constant. Then use your little bit of math, knowledge of logarithms, play around, and then try to relate it with one of the graphs. You will get the answer. Yeah, okay. Oh, well. Ramya, that's not necessarily true. Okay, that's not necessarily true. There have been times where there were many questions on electricity as well. So J advanced, there is nothing like weightage. J means you can predict, but still you can't be sure. For J advanced, you can just pray. You cannot predict what is going to come. Yep. So there is no thumb rule that this has more weightage than the other. All right. So let's see what to do. Because it is isothermal process, that means temperature is constant. And if temperature is constant, PV is constant. If PV is constant, take logarithms on both sides. Take log on both sides. If you take logarithm on both sides, what happens? Log P plus log V is log of a constant, which is another constant. Shift it, so you'll get log of P is equal to, yes, now an interesting thing is happening, minus log V plus C. Now, if you compare this with y is equal to mx plus c, you get the idea now. M is minus 1, x is log v, y is log b, constant is constant. That's it. So, is it C or is it D? Be careful. D is a curved graph. Look at this. D is a curved graph. Be careful. How can it be a curved graph? It's a straight line equation. It has to be a straight line. How can it be a curve? This is straight line with negative slope. Negative slope. So, which is that one? This is the one. Option C. You see that? This is the one. Yeah. So, what has happened, Ankit? This is your y-axis. Log V is your x-axis. And whenever y is mx plus c, so m is the slope. Do you see the slope over here is minus 1? Minus 1 into log v. X is replaced with the term log v. So it has to be negative slope. And this c is some constant which is positive. So that is the y-intercept. And y-intercept is positive and negative slope. So that has to be like this. Now I hope that makes sense why the answer should be C. Got it, Ankit? Got it, everyone? Yep, option C is correct. Option C is correct. Alrighty, alrighty. Let's move ahead to the next question coming up on your screen. Okay. Oh, question on optics. Let's see how many of you can do this. You would have studied this in 10th standard. Simple question based on concave convex lenses. There is an object which is at infinity and it forms an image of size 2 centimeters by a convex lens of focal length 30 centimeter. Okay, interesting. Now there is a concave lens of focal length 20 which is placed in between the convex lens and the image at a distance of 26 from the convex lens. Image size now will be, okay, let's better draw the diagram before doing anything else. So first of all, let's think about the convex lens. Okay, so this is our convex lens, this is our principal axis, and I also know there will be a concave lens somewhere here like this, which will be placed later on. Okay, so this comes later on, let's forget about it. Right now the object is at infinity, so the object is at infinity. It forms an image size of 2 centimeters by the convex lens. Forget the concave lens. So where will the image be formed? Guys, if the object is at infinity by a convex lens, where do you think the image will be formed? Convex lens, object at infinity, where do you think the image will be formed? Image will be formed at the focus. So focus means 30 centimeters. So this is where the image will be formed. Okay, so this is where the image by, this is by convex lens. By convex lens, this is where it is formed, I1. Now this image will become the object. This will become the object for the concave lens. For the concave lens, yes. And it's clearly mentioned in the question. See, look at this. What is mentioned? The lens is placed at a distance of 26 centimeters from the convex lens. This is 26 centimeters. This is 26 centimeters, and this whole thing was 30 centimeters. So obviously this one over here is 4 centimeters. Don't go by the size, okay, and proportions. These are not drawn to proportions, just to get you some idea. That's all. Does that make sense to all of you? Does that make sense to all of you? No, Sankar, I don't think B is the answer. Hold on. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. Now, the final image will be formed somewhere. I don't know where. So let's start doing the question. Obviously, you'll use the lens formula. What's the lens formula? The lens formula, okay, the lens formula is nothing but, so quick revision, 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. So let me see how many of you are able to think about this. Okay, focal length. This is all for the concave lens. This is all for the concave lens because I want to know where the final image will be formed. So I'm solving this for the concave lens. Focal length, concave lens focal length is 20, but do not put it as 20. Be careful. It will be minus 20 because the focal point for a concave lens is negative, right? Because the rays which come, they diverge. And once they diverge, the focal point is somewhere here. So it's on the negative side. This is the positive side. So minus 20. Fair enough? Great. Object distance. Object. Where is the object? Object is at plus 4. Do you see that? It's on the positive side. Object is on plus 4. So this object distance will be plus 4. V, I do not know what it is. So now let's solve this. So 1 by V will be nothing but take it on the other side. Okay, so it will become 1 by 4 minus 1 by, oops, sorry, 1 second, not 12, no, it was 20. Yeah, so divided by 20. So the LCM will be 20. So 4 5s are, so 5 minus 1 divided by 20, which is 4 by 20, which is just 5. So check this out. V will be 5 centimeters. Is that right? Everybody got it till this point? How V is 5 centimeters? I've just used lens formula. Object distance was positive because this is where the object was. This was on the positive side. This was the negative side for the concave lens. We are solving it for the concave lens. The image of the convex lens now becomes the object for the concave lens, and that will form the final image. That's how it works. Whenever you have lenses in combination, image of one is the object for the next. That guy's image will be the object for the next one if there is a third lens, and so on and so forth. Now the last thing, the final image size. So you need magnification. The formula for magnification is nothing but V by U. V by U, that is nothing but image height divided by object height. So V is nothing but 5, U is nothing but 4. All right, so this is all magnitudes only. We are just taking magnitudes. All right, height of the image, I don't know. Height of the object, it was given, it was 2 centimeters. Now don't get confused, you might get confused. This is image size, guys. This image will become the object for the concave lens, so be careful. So this is 2, so therefore HI will be 5 by 2 centimeters, which is option B. Yes, correct, cricket, correct. Oh no, Roshni, I think you made a mistake. It's not 1.25. There was divided by 2 as well, so that 2 goes on the top. So 5 by 4 into 2, so that will become 5 by 2. The question was not how much is the magnification. Yes, the question was how much is the image size. So magnification, yes, 5 by 4, that will be 1.25 times. So Karthik, I hope you are revising optics via these questions. So that's the best way to revise, my audience. Okay, solve questions. Option B is correct. Shall we go ahead to the next question coming up on your screen? Loving these questions already? Yep. And if you're loving it, you know what to do. Yeah. Okay. Chala, let's get going to the next one. Here is it. Okay, so what do we have? We have pressure volume raised to 5 by 3 is equal to some constant. What is the dimensions of that constant K? Come on, you should be able to do this. Come on, I am just waiting for all of you to do this question. This is easy. Come on, you should be able to do this. Come on. You cannot get this wrong for sure. Let's see who answers this question really quick. And even if you're watching this recorded, let's see if you can solve this while you're playing this before the students solve it over here. Okay, so there we go. Let's start solving this. So pressure into volume raised to 5 by 3. So first of all, what's the dimensions of pressure? So pressure is having the same dimensions as force by area, and force is mass into acceleration, and area is nothing but length square. Okay, so mass is nothing but m raised to 1. Acceleration is meters per second square, so length raised to 1 into t raised to minus 2. The whole thing divided by length square, that means L square over here, I believe. Yes. Okay. So this will become m raised to 1, L raised to minus 1, t raised to minus 2. Last thing, volume. The dimensions of volume will be dimensions of length cube. Volume is length raised to 3. So let's do this now. Okay, many of you are saying A. Let's see whether you guys are correct or wrong. Very proud of you. You guys are really quick. PV raised to 5 by 3. Only V is raised to 5 by 3. Be careful. So the dimensions of that will be dimensions of pressure, which is m raised to 1, L raised to minus 1, t raised to minus 2. Dimensions of volume, which is L raised to 3, the whole raised to 5 by 3. So that just becomes L raised to 5. And over here I have m raised to 1, L raised to minus 1, t raised to minus 2. Oh, now I know what will happen. M raised to 1, L raised to minus 1 plus 5. So plus 4 and t raised to minus 2. I think I know what the answer is, option A, and you guys are correct. Proud of you. Very good, very good. Amazing. Proud of you. Let's get going to the next one. Yes, so looks like you guys are going to score well in units and dimensions. Very first topic of 11th standard physics. Here we have a question on fluids now. There is an incense stick. Incense is that agarbatti. Yeah, everybody knows this. You might have used this in some puja, or you might have seen it in some function. So that smoke which comes out from the stick, and it is also very pleasant to smell. I don't know how many of you like it. Okay, so you have incense stick and it is lighted in a closed room in which there is no flow of air. Then choose the current option below. The flow of the smoke is initially turbulent, then laminar. The flow is initially laminar, then turbulent. The flow is turbulent only. The flow is laminar only. Okay, so insane moment saying A, education saying A, and very bhakti says Ramya. Okay, so the correct word for that, Ramya, is pious. So I understood your bhavna, by the way. So that's good, Ramya. That's good. I'm proud of you. Okay, so Krishna Vamshi saying D. Oh my God, what a lovely name we have, Krishna Vamshi. Okay, saying D. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Falya Nandini LVC saying A. Guys, I don't think you observed it carefully. The answer is B. Yep. So if this is your incense stick and it is burning hot over here, something like this. Okay, it's okay. Let me use all the colors. I love using these colors. This is how it looks like. Then the tip is red, right? This is how it is. You would have seen the smoke which comes out of it. The smoke which comes out of it. It's beautiful, like this. And then suddenly it becomes all gibberish. This is laminar. This is turbulent. The streamlines are unpredictable. Here the flow is predictable, so it's laminar, and then it is turbulent. So yep, the answer is B. Got it? This is how it looks like. It is smooth, free flowing, predictable. Later on, it is all hazy because the speed increases. Here the speed is low. Here the speed as it goes up increases because it's floating. Yep, that's the answer. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so 1 second. Yep. So there we go. A question on current electricity. There are 4 different combinations of identical bulbs. They are connected to identical cells or cell, battery or batteries. Only one of the option of the total power which is dissipated is correct. Which is the correct order of the power dissipated? Yep. Yep. So what if there was air? In fact, there will be air. The question is not about what is the streamline of air going to look like. The streamline of the smoke that comes out. Yep. The flow of the smoke was asked, not of the air. The air will be just there outside. You can't even see it. All right. You'll be able to see the smoke, and those will be forming those nice streamlines. Only initially. Later on, they become turbulent. They mix up with the air. Okay. All right. So, oh, it's not visible. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for reminding me. I should make myself small. Yep, there we go. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. I just did it. I just did it. Yep. So, okay. Look at the... okay, here is the hint. The hint for solving bulb questions is bulb is nothing but a resistor. What is a bulb? Bulb is nothing but a resistor. So just ignore the bulb and think there is a resistor. Here, what is the equivalent circuit? The equivalent circuit will be as if there is a 3R resistance and there is a battery, right? There is a battery. Over here, these 3 bulbs are in the second scenario. Over here, these 3 bulbs are in parallel or series. What are they in? Yep, think about it. Think about it. What are they in? They are in parallel. So what will the equivalent combination be? It will be R by 3 because R, and that's it. This is your cell. The last combination over here, look at the batteries, they are opposing. So it's as good as there is no cell because they are opposing. They are opposing. One is going this way, one is going the other way. So they were opposed. There will be no current. The current in this circuit will be 0. That will have the least power. And this one, the third option over here, these 2 cells are in parallel. So when cells are in parallel, they behave like one single cell of EMF. Internal resistance reduces, but let's ignore that. These are identical batteries now. Okay, fair enough. Now you get the idea over here. What should be the correct order of the power loss? So power loss in the bulb will be nothing but E square, okay, by R. Correct. E square by R. So E is same everywhere. Only thing different is the R. So where is the highest resistance? In P. So P will have, do you see that? Yeah, can you see that, my warriors? Yep, yep. So the highest resistance is in P. Yes, and there you can see that S will be 0. Yes, S will be the least, and you can see over here in what is it, Q, you have R by 3, so even less resistance, so even more power loss, and in case of R, it's in between P and Q. It's in between P and Q. So which of the option is the correct option? Just 1 second right over here. I think there might be a mistake in the slide. Just think about it. This P has the highest resistance, so power is the least. Okay, and then you have, yeah, so R should be there. Yes, it should be C option. Just check this out. Yes, so the one with high resistance has low power. Okay, low power. Just check this out. And the one with less resistance has high power. Just check this out. Make sense? Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So now if you notice, P has the highest resistance. So that means it has the lowest power. So, but lower than that, you have, who do you have? You have option S. And then after P, you have R. And after that, you have Q. So Q, R, P, S should be the correct order, but I don't see anything like that. Yes, S is opposing, both the cells are opposite. The current will go like this and like this. So the net EMF will be 0. So there is no power loss. S will be 0. S option will be 0. P will be next because P has the, what does P have? P has the highest resistance. So V square by R, if you use V square by R formula, do you see that over here? Resistance increases, power reduces. So P will have the lowest of them. Do you see for Q, the resistance is the least, it is R by 3. So that's why it will have the highest power. So Q is the highest. So it should have been Q, R, P, S. Okay, is that making sense? It should be Q, R, P, S, but none of the options are matching over here. So I'll get this edited, but this should be the correct order. Is that okay? So that's what I was wondering. There is no option matching. Maybe there is a printing mistake. Just ignore that. Clear, my warriors? Is that understood how this question has to be solved? You have to use V square by R because V is same for all the options. For all the options, voltage is same. Yep, that's why I'm using V square by R, not I squared R. Because if you use I squared R, then you might think P has more resistance, so it will have more power. But the current won't be the same, na? The current won't be the same. So you have to think about it that way. Is that clear? Cool. Let's go to the next question. There is a solid cube. There is a solid sphere. Both of them are made of the same material and they are submerged in water, but to different depths. The sphere and the cube have the same surface area. What do you think? What do you think, will be the buoyant force? So insane moments in R, what to do when batteries are in parallel? So when batteries are in parallel, there is a formula E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 divided by 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So if the internal, because the batteries are identical, what happens is the effective EMF for batteries in parallel comes out to be E only. Even when you use E1 by R plus E2 by R plus, whatever that, 1 by R plus 1 by R. If you do the math, it will come out to be E itself. That's what it is. Hello, Ramesh. Krishna saying A. NCERT theory and PYQ is enough to score 110, 120 in G mains. I wouldn't think so. Because if you just do theory from NCERT and directly jump to PYQs, you are going to find it very tough. Because for solving PYQs, you need to solve a lot of problems from Tattva module, which Vedantu gives. So basically any other book like H.C. Verma and all of that. Only then you can jump to PYQs. If you just do theory from NCERT and directly jump to PYQs, it's not going to work. You cannot score basically. Okay, so the question is, Both are same material, both are completely submerged, different depths, they have the same surface area. The buoyant force is more for whom? Buoyant force formula is volume which is submerged into rho of the liquid into G. Now rho is same, G is same. The question is whose volume is more? The clear hint is the area is same. So for same area, who has more volume? For the same area, who has more volume? The volume of the sphere is more. So the volume of the sphere is more than the volume of the cube. Remember this, because sphere will take up more volume. For that same area, you can, it has spread out equally in all the directions. So cube, you have pressed it from top, bottom, left, right, and all of that. So the volume is less for that same area. So for the given area, if you are given a sheet, you will get maximum volume for a sphere. So buoyant force will also be more. I hope that makes sense. And yes, the answer is option B, my warriors. Okay, let's move to another amazing question coming up on your screen on mechanics. Beautiful question. Look at this. There is a steel ball. It travels through a hollow U-tube. This is very interesting. Its separation in the limbs as 1 meter. The radius of the tube is slightly more so that the ball can freely travel and it comes out from the other end with the same speed. That means no friction. The mass of the steel ball is also given. What do you think will be the approximate reading of the spring balance? Okay, let's understand what is exactly happening in this question. See, when this ball travels inside like this and comes out from here, what do you think will be the cause for the reading in the spring balance? Why will spring balance give you reading? Only when there is some force, when there is some push exerted. Why will there be a push? Think carefully. The ball which was going this way, it has turned. If it turns, what happens, my dear warriors? What happens? Yep, the momentum changes. Do you guys agree? So the momentum changes. And if the momentum changes, if I divide it by the time taken for it, that will give me the force which is exerted. Force which is exerted on the ball. Makes sense? The force which is exerted on the ball. By Newton's third law, there should be an equal and opposite reaction on the spring balance. So that should be nothing but the force on the spring balance. Does that make sense to all of you? So the ball's momentum was changed. There was a force on the ball. So the ball also exerts an equal and opposite reaction on the spring balance. So the rate at which the momentum changes gives me the force. Fair enough. Now, let's try to think carefully. How much does the moment... Oops. Bad. Okay. I think I by mistake showed the answer. Ignore that. Okay. How much do you think the momentum changes by? So let's calculate the numerator separately and denominator separately. So the magnitude, I'm just interested in the magnitude, final minus initial. So final momentum is minus mv, minus initial momentum is plus mv, right? So I hope you understand why I have written minus mv, because it was moving in the left direction. This was moving in the right direction, which is positive. Okay, so final minus initial. That's what I've done. Final is negative, initial is positive. So that's it. So this will become mod of minus 2 mv. I'm only interested in the magnitude. That's why the modulus. So hence it is just 2 mv. So I hope that makes sense. Fair enough. Okay. So 2 into mass, which is 0.02 into velocity. Velocity is 3. So 2 2s are 4 into 3 into 10 to the power minus 2. Okay, let's just keep this aside. Let's calculate the time taken. That's the denominator. The denominator, the time taken to turn, will be how much distance does it travel upon the speed. That's all you need to calculate. Look at the distance of that semicircle. So it's basically the circumference of that semicircle, which is just pi into r divided by speed. Is that making sense? This is nothing but the semicircle. Why semicircle? Because only the momentum changes in this part. So in that semicircle, how much distance does it travel upon the speed will give me the time taken. Cool? Great. Understood? Shall we go ahead? Okay. So pi is pi. R, radius is not 1 meter. Be careful. It is 0.5 meter. Why is it 0.5? Diameter is 1. So be careful. The radius will be just 0.5 meters. Divided by speed. What is the speed? 3. So this is nothing but pi by 2 into 3. So that's it. Now let's start solving the question. So the force which is exerted, which is del P by del T, will be 4 into 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 divided by pi into 2. Oops, sorry, I'm at not pi into divided by, yes. So pi divided by 2 into 3. So let's take the 2 into 3 upstairs. So 4 into 3 into 2 into 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 divided by pi. One of the pi approximately, because we want approximate, cancels. Correct? 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24. So 24 into 10 to the power minus 2. So 0.24. This is all approximate. So 0.2 Newton should be the answer. Is that making sense? Ritu Abhishek Tiwari, I'm from Pune but settled in Bangalore, but now I'm in Pune for the time being. Okay, so what's the rank in the entrance test to get into JEE Kvpy batch? It's all relative, Pranish. Yes, insane, that's option B. So did you not see the good part about this question? Lot of things. Finding the force, application of third law. Change in momentum is not 0. It is mv minus mv, so it becomes 2 times. Then to calculate the time taken which is spent in that semicircle using distance by speed and making sure that you do not substitute 1 meter as the radius because that was the diameter. All of that. A lot of chances of making a silly mistake. Cool. Shall we go ahead to the next question? There we go. Okay, here it is. Here you have a circular metallic ring of radius r. There is a small gap of width d. The coefficient of thermal expansion of the metal is alpha. If you increase the temperature of the ring by delta T, then the width of the gap will. Hello, Greta. Okay. So if you are finding it difficult in the last few months for G, I know there are 2-3 months for the first attempt, but this is the common mistake which many students make. You have 4 to 5 months for the last attempt, and even if you score better in the last attempt, you can still get a good seat in NIT. I know your aim will be to crack it in the first attempt, but still, number 1. Number 2, you have to spend the next 4-5 months solving a lot of questions, and you can solve many questions in this time. And the best way to do that is the Tattva material, the assignments that we give. Only those problems, even if you solve that with the PYQs and NCRT, then for sure you can get 180 plus 200 marks. I'm not even saying 120, I'm saying 180 plus in the next 4-5 months. So just do that. So we have a course which just started this Monday, and it has all the assignments, it has test series, it has mock tests, and also it will give you the Tattva questions in the class and as well as in the assignment form. Solve that along with PYQs, your job is done. Is that okay, IDJ? Yes, Shreya and Andy, it is on 9th. Okay, let's see how to solve this question. First of all, let's draw the diagram. There is a circular metallic ring, something like this, and there is a small gap. Do you see this? This is that small gap, D. The question is, what do you think will happen to the gap when you increase the temperature? Will it decrease? Will it increase? Will it not change? Or what do you think it is? So IDJ, the Tattva material is available in the pro courses or in our crash courses. Pro courses have stopped for the 12th standard. It's now only called as the crash course. So when you join the crash course, you get it in the form of the assignment soft copy, and all these assignments are chapter wise assignments for all 11th and 12th standard. So that's how you get it. Okay, and you can solve it and you can attempt it again and again. Plus you get class notes and class problems and you get 20 more minutes. That's what you get. I'll show you how to join in a bit. Okay, now the trick over here is, imagine if the missing piece was here. This is your missing piece. If your missing piece was here, then what will happen, my dear warriors? Then that missing piece will also expand had it been there in the gap. So how much will that increase be? That increase will be initial length, which is d, thermal coefficient of linear expansion, which is alpha, into delta t. So even the gap will increase. A lot of students feel that the gap will decrease. No, the gap does not decrease. In fact, it increases, because had there been a missing piece, then that will also increase its size and its length. So it will perfectly fit in that ring even after some time when you have heated it. So this will always fit. It will fit even after the temperature has been increased. So that's the reason. Hence the answer is A, d alpha delta t. Got it? Yes, Athira. Very true. Okay, moving on to the next question coming up on your screen. Here it is. So let's see how many of you can do this. Oh, this is question on collisions, rolling, momentum, everything. There is a rolling sphere which collides with a cube of equal mass, and it's also mentioned that the surface is frictionless. The radius of the sphere is 1 centimeter. Initial angular speed is 1 radian per second. The side of the cube is 2 centimeters and the collision is elastic. Question is, what will happen after the collision? What will be the speed of the cube? What will be the angular speed of the sphere? Okay. Athira saying A, Greta saying A. Interesting. Think carefully. Think what will happen. Read the entire question properly. All the surfaces are frictionless. The collision is elastic. The sphere is rolling. The cube is at rest. What do you think will happen after the collision? Think, think, think. All right. Meanwhile, oops. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Let's draw the diagram. How will it look like when these things are just touching each other? This is how it looks like. Okay, this is rotating. But remember, all surfaces are smooth. If all surfaces are smooth, then there is no friction. Then there is no torque. There is no torque on the sphere to stop the rotation. If there is no torque, no, they can't stick. It is elastic. Elastic means no loss of energy. Remember that. No loss. If there is no torque on the sphere, therefore omega will remain the same. It can't change. So what will be omega? Omega will still remain. How much is it? I think it was given 1 radian per second. So it will still remain as 1 radian per second. So 0 is wrong. Option A and C are eliminated directly. Option A and C are eliminated. Does it make sense? The omega will not change. The sphere will go and rub against the cube. It will just rub, but nothing will happen. There is no friction. There is no friction. It will just slide smoothly. It will just spin over there. That's it. Perfect. Now, there is one more important theorem which you need to know. And that is, if you have one mass and another mass, both are equal and they collide elastically, then after the collision, they exchange their velocities. If the collision is elastic, the masses are equal. I'll repeat, the collision is elastic, yes, and the masses are also equal. It's given over here. So that's it. This will come to rest and this will start moving. So what's the velocity? V is omega r. What is omega? Omega is 1. What is r? R is 1 centimeter, so 0.01. So 0.01 meters per second. That's the velocity. So if the velocity is this much, it will just go to the cube. So after it hits, guess what? The sphere just keeps on spinning at its own place. The cube will move with 1 meter per second, 0.01 meter per second. That's option B. Oops, yes, you could not see the screen, my bad. Yes, so what happens is, when two masses equal and collide elastically, they exchange their velocity. So one mass which is moving with v hits, stops, the other mass moves with the same speed. So what was the velocity? Omega r. So that was 0.01 meter per second, which we just got it by the given information. How did we get it? Because it was rolling. So in rolling, v is omega r. That's why I use this. Got it? What a beautiful question. So interesting thing which is happening. The sphere just stays there, keeps spinning, and the cube continues its journey. There is no loss of energy in this case. Now, if you have loved these kind of questions and you want to solve more such questions, let me tell you, there are different opportunities for all of you. Whether you want to prepare for Kvpy, whether you want to prepare for, JEE, it doesn't really matter. There are two different options, and let me tell you what those two options are. One is the Kvpy crash course. The other one is the JEE crash course. Okay. Now, see, in Kvpy crash course, you are going to get the recorded classes of whichever lesson you want to watch. You also have the option of joining the test series. Even now, in the last 7 days, you can give these tests, practice it hardcore as much as you want. You also have the 11th standard crash course for all of you. Those of you are moving from 11th to 12th. Yes. And for 12th standard students also, there is a crash course. Many of you might not be very happy with the kind of inputs, or maybe you have a lot of backlogs which have been created in the last 1 year. You want to clear your backlogs. You want to prepare for JEE 2023. There you go. Then you should be in this crash course. I'll tell you how to go ahead. So if you're watching this video right now, then you will see there is a link in the description box. So this is the description box. You can see Kvpy essay over here, 50% off. Just click on this. There you go. There you go. And yes, 1 second, my dear warriors. Yes. So go down. Now, it will originally show you 2,000 rupees. The light version, which does not get doubt solving after the class or during the class, okay, that option is only there in the classic version. It's right now showing 2,000. But look at the magic. When you click on it, then it becomes straight away 95% off, and you get it for 1,000 rupees because you have used my coupon code SHKVPY. 1,000 rupees. What do you get? All the recorded classes, doubt solving in the class, assignments, notes, and mock tests. This is all for Kvpy. Okay, so you just need to click on this, say buy complete course. You have saved 1,000 rupees over here, SHKVPY coupon code. That's how it works. You have multiple options to pay. That's one option. And another thing which you can do, especially if you are in 11th standard, you can click on class 11th and look at this. You have grade 11th and 12th CBSE science course that's available. There's also this JEE course which is available. Now this is a crash course for 11th, but a long-term course for 12th standard. I'll repeat, because there are a few months left in your 11th, it's a crash for 11th, but for 12th, once you enter into 12th, it's a long-term batch, and you'll be joining in my batches. All the good teachers that you can see out here are going to be there. So this is one gateway of opportunity for all of you. You have your regular test series, assignments, Tattva modules, live recordings. Everything is there. Everything. There are 3 versions: Light, Classic, Plus. Plus will give you personal mentorship. Classic, it's obvious, it will give you doubt solving on the mobile app after the class is over. And these are the course fees till JEE 2020. Yes, till what? Till JEE 2023. Okay, so that's what it is. And you can see, you can try it out for just 15 days. You get it for only 1,500 rupees. And again, you have applied my coupon code. That's how it works. And you get extra 15 days free just because you have used my coupon code. So 1 month worth of course in just 1,500 rupees. That's amazing. So I think you should go for it. And plus, let me tell you, once you go with this, you also get the other auxiliary courses for free of cost, like my micro courses, all of that. There are so many micro courses of just me taking questions for, you know, HC Varma, problem solving and derivations and so many other things. So I'm pretty sure you would want that. So I would be really hoping to see all of you very soon out there. So I hope you have enjoyed today's class, and you will be joining the Kvpy crash course as well very soon, so that you can make the best use of it even in the last few days just before the exam. Now we're going to have a lot of Kvpy sessions in the coming few days, so stay tuned. So that's why you need to hit the like and the subscribe button. Do let me know how you found the questions. Do let me know what else you want in the last few days. I'll be definitely listening to all of you and all your comments out there. So make sure you put it up. Yes, Karthik, you need to join the Telegram channel. The Telegram channel link is also there in the description box. So please visit the description box. The link is there right over here. Okay, so if you go to the description box right over here, you can see, where is it? Yes, join our Telegram channel. There you go. So click on this link. It will open up the Telegram app, and that's it. That's how you join the Telegram app. Is that all right, Bacha? All right, cool. So I'll be seeing you again tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Till the end, get your friends along and stay tuned. Every day at 7 o'clock, Shreyas sir is going to be here. All right. Bye bye, bacha log. Have fun. Keep studying, and do let me know in the comment section whatever you want in the last few days. Hasta la vista. This was Captain Shreyas signing off.